Frankenmuth, Michigan is a holiday tourist town located in Hilljack territory between Saginaw and Flint. First off, Merry Christmas everyone, and hopefully those of you with kids were able to stay away from the perverted Santa Claus at your local mall, let alone Walmart, where they're even creepier. But anyway, in this video, I'll show you why Frankenmuth is a top holiday destination. Where I start the video is just south of town at the Hart one-room schoolhouse. This was built by Lovera Hart Jr. I believe that's how you pronounce his first name, but it was built on his own property sometime between 1855 and 1860. The reason why he built it is because he had 6 kids, and over the years, the schoolhouse has remained intact, and today it continues to be a historic attraction. As we turn the corner, just like that, we're in Frankenmuth, and when entering from the south, visitors are greeted with this sign that says Willkommen Frankenmuth, which is German for Welcome to Frankenmuth. The strong German theme that you'll see throughout this city comes from the fact that Frankenmuth was founded by a group of German settlers back in 1845, but more on the history of Frankenmuth later, as now we've come across the first tourist attraction in town, which is Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, which brands itself as the world's largest Christmas store.
This presentation is inaccurate. Why didn't you film this when people were in town?
Well, this is why. Yeah, you get the idea. It can be a circus around here during the holiday season, as everyone from hours away flocks to Frankenmuth for either one of 2 reasons, or possibly both. One reason being to shop for Christmas ornaments, the second reason being to give themselves another excuse to celebrate something while drinking beer, because that's the American way, especially in a German-themed tourist town. Well, I came up here 2 weekends before the actual holiday to show you a glimpse of what you could expect if you were to shop at Bronner's during a weekend in December. Had to find a quiet area of the store here, but as you can see, ornaments for just about anything that you would want in Bronner's. Yeah, so if you like Christmas, this is the store for you, but be aware it's very crowded this time of the year, very popular, hard to find a parking spot, hard to maneuver your way through the store too. Oh, and watch out for the Mountain Dew drinking Hilljacks, or Bud Light drinking Hilljacks. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, it was always a thing that we joked about, trying to navigate the hallways, trying to walk through crowds to get to the next class, get to your locker or something. That was like high school times 20 in that sense. And for whatever it's worth, this is what it looks like with nobody here. They say that Bronner's is the size of 5.5 football fields. It's also open 361 days out of the year, so not just between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but year-round. The store is named after a guy named Wally Bronner, who in 1945 started a small sign painting business. Bronner grew up in Frankenmuth, a part of a German family, and was a big fan of Christmas. In 1954, the first Bronner store was constructed in downtown Frankenmuth off of Tuscola Street, east of the intersection with Main Street. And as their business grew, in 1977, Bronner's Christmas Wonderland was opened, addressed to Christmas Lane, of course. In 1991, an expansion doubled the building's size, and in 2000, a shipping department expansion was completed, while in 2002, Bronner saw its most recent expansion, making it the size that it is today. Some other facts about Bronner's, as Michigan.org claims that Bronner's sees over 2 million visitors per year, with the weekend after Thanksgiving being the busiest time with around 50,000 visitors annually. Inside, you can see decoration themes from 70 different countries from around the world, which was something that the store's founder, Wally Bronner, was passionate about. If all of the lights sold in 1 year at Bronner's were stretched out in a continuous line, they say that it would stretch for 530 miles. That being said, Bronner's pays about $1,250 daily for their electric bill, and if you do the math on that one, let's see, 1,250 times 365, that equals $456,250 that Bronner spends annually on their electric bill. What would you do with $450,000? Buy a house? Buy a vacation home? Buy a boat? Retire? Buy a dream car? Go to Vegas? Well, Bronner's knows what they'll do with it, and that is to light up Christmas decorations year-round. Interesting choice. Well, believe it or not, there's more to Frankenmuth than just Bronner's, and next up is the Bavarian Inn Lodge, named as such after the German state of Bavaria, the largest state by land area in Germany, and it's also the state that the city of Munich is located in. Anyway, the hotel was originally called Fischer's Hotel, and in 1950 it was purchased by the Zehnder family, primarily William Tiny Zehnder Jr. and his wife Dorothy. The two worked together to bring the hotel to what it is today. Tiny also encouraged other buildings in town to follow the same Bavarian architectural trend that his hotel had, so you can thank him for the Bavarian theme that you see here throughout Frankenmuth. Along with the hotel, you have the Bavarian Inn restaurant on the opposite side of the Cass River, and the two are connected with a covered bridge. About 200,000 visitors stay at the Bavarian Inn Lodge each year, and an estimated 7.7 million people have visited since the hotel moved to its current location in 1986. In November of 2022, which is only 1 month before me uploading this video, the Zehnder family announced that they plan on adding an $80 million expansion to create Michigan's largest indoor water park, with an expected completion date in the spring of 2024, while some of the amenities will be open by 2023. The expansion officially will be called the Family Fun Center and will give the lodge over 140,000 square feet of indoor space once completed. Alright, so my German skills aren't up to par, but I'll continue to try to give it a go here. This covered bridge is called Holzbrücke, German for wooden bridge. Most people just call it the wooden bridge or the covered bridge, but whatever you want to call it, it's the longest covered bridge in Michigan, and it was built for the sole purpose of being a tourist attraction and to add to the Bavarian-themed village that we see here today. Oh, and the speed limit is 7. Not 5, not 10, but 7. Well, talks of building this bridge began in the 1960s among the Zehnder family, as they owned undeveloped property on the other side of the Cass River, where the current Bavarian Inn sits today. And in 1977, they were able to strike a deal with some covered bridge builders from New Hampshire. Construction started in 1979 and the bridge was completed in 1980. And since then, it's been a nice complement to the Bavarian theme that the Zehnder family was going for. And here you have the covered bridge shop, which is surrounded by other tourist-like shops. Before we head along Main Street through downtown, we'll pass by the Frankenmuth River Place Shops, which is a Bavarian-themed outlet mall just south of downtown. In it, you have a few restaurants, but it's mostly gift shops or other similar places where you can buy souvenirs and, of course, fudge, since it's Michigan. And now we're going to make our way back to Main Street and head north through downtown Frankenmuth. To the right is the famous Bavarian Inn restaurant. 2 weekends before the holiday, my wife and I stopped by, and this is what it looked like inside. Right across the street from it is Zehnder's of Frankenmuth, and the two restaurants are both known for their chicken, and they make up the most popular eating spots in town. The Bavarian Inn restaurant, however, has been there since 1888. Originally being called the Union House Hotel in 1888, and it was founded by Theodore Fisher, who eventually renamed it to Fisher's Hotel. The Zehnder family purchased it in 1950, and needless to say, the Bavarian Inn was located where the restaurant is today, until they moved across the Cass River in 1986. Here you don't see much traffic, but I can guarantee you that during a weekend in the holiday season, you'll be lucky if you can find a parking spot that's convenient. However, it's crowded for a reason, and if you enjoy shopping at gift shops, drinking beer, and seeing all there is to see in a place like Frankenmuth, you could spend an entire weekend here with your family or with your small group of friends and never get bored. Well, onto the history of Frankenmuth. The town was settled in 1845 by 15 Germans, led by Lutheran minister Reverend August Kramer. These 15 settlers crossed the Atlantic by themselves on a 50-day voyage before reaching New York City. Then they took a train to Detroit. They sailed north into Lake Huron from there and then towards Bay City, then south along the Saginaw River into Saginaw, a little bit further south, and then they headed east along the Cass River before ending their trip at the spot where we know Frankenmuth to be today, along the Cass River. Needless to say, they took the long way to get to Frankenmuth. Well, these settlers came from, this place, which is a city in Germany. After word came through of the new settlements, more people from the same area flocked over to Frankenmuth, and the original 15 settlers came with the lone purpose of evangelizing to the Native Americans. But over time, that mission died off as more and more Germans heard about Frankenmuth, and they came over from Germany as they were looking to escape poverty in their native land. Frankenmuth was able to grow as the lumber industry took off here in Michigan. It was a large, dense forest here at the time, and after the trees were cleared out, the surrounding area around Frankenmuth became farmland. Over time, within 7 years, Frankenmuth had up to 80 cabins and farmhouses, and in 1854, Frankenmuth residents organized their community as a township. In 1904, Frankenmuth was incorporated as a village, later in 1959 as a city. When it comes to the name of the town, the German word Franken represents the province of Franconia in the kingdom of Bavaria, while the word Muth means courage. Put it together and Frankenmuth means courage of the Franconians. As you can see, there's a lot of attractions here, but this is the Frankenmuth Brewery, which brands itself as America's oldest microbrewery. It was founded in 1862. So Frankenmuth isn't just a place to visit, as there's people who live here too, you know. Frankenmuth is in the far eastern part of Saginaw County, and it takes just under a half hour to reach downtown Saginaw to the northwest of here, and it's about a half hour north of downtown Flint. As you can see here, Saginaw County has been losing population at a fast rate since the 1990s, while Frankenmuth has continued to grow, yet at a very slow rate. With that said, Frankenmuth is kind of like a diamond in the rough, so to speak, for the region that it's in, and that might be the worst thing about Frankenmuth, the region that it's in. As unfortunately it's no secret that Flint and Saginaw have continued to see rapid economic decline over the years. Well, anyway, the population of Frankenmuth today is just under 5,000, and some estimates say that it's now over 5,000 in late 2022. The median household income is $79,000 per year, which is a really good thing to see, especially for this area of Michigan. Nearly half of all adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and the median value of owner-occupied housing units is $224,000, which might seem cheap depending on where you're comparing it to, but for this area of Michigan, it's about as good as it gets. The poverty rate is low, 4.8% as well, and just a quick glance at the economic stats for all of Saginaw County shows you just how well Frankenmuth is doing. The crime rate in Frankenmuth is basically non-existent, and even more good things, as Frankenmuth has among the highest ranked schools in the state outside of Metro Detroit, Ann Arbor, and Grand Rapids. In the meantime, some other notable things to mention about Frankenmuth includes the fact that the band Greta Van Fleet was formed here. Frankenmuth also has a dozen or so festivals held throughout the year, including Oktoberfest in order to celebrate the town's German roots, and there's also the Frankenmuth Bavarian Festival, the Frankenmuth Snowfest, the Frankenmuth Firemooster, the Frankenmuth Autofest, Michigan's Big Country Fest, which is a country music festival held during the third week of October, and the Frankenmuth Dog Bowl and Balloons over Bavarian Inn. Very long name for that one, but that is held on Memorial Day. And for the rest of this video, I'll be checking out the residential areas of town, or the areas that are away from all of the touristy stuff, to see what the rest of Frankenmuth looks like. I'll also be passing by the high school, but when it's all said and done, you'll have a complete overview of the city of Frankenmuth like no other YouTube video has given you, so make sure to drop a like for the amazing insights if you enjoy this video. Come to think of it, I wonder what all of these people think of all the tourists that come through Frankenmuth every year. And I wonder what they think about people who drive around with cameras on top of their car to film YouTube videos on cities and towns. And here I'll fast forward it since we've already seen this stretch of Main Street. To the right is Frankenmuth High School, home of the Eagles. The school sees an enrollment of around 500 students during any given year. While there is one last attraction to get to, it is Zehnder's Splash Village, and it's located on the far southern edge of town over towards Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. And it's a 50,000 square foot indoor water park. It also has a retractable roof so you can open it during the summer months, and that's pretty cool. And just like when you enter Frankenmuth on the south end, when you exit, you are greeted with this sign, Auf Wiedersehen, which means see you again. And with that said, I'll see you again. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also make sure to hit that notification bell and select yes, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy checking out some of the featured playlists on this channel. Videos with amazing insights on other places like what you saw here can be found in my Michigan playlist, my USA Small Towns playlist, or in my Tourist Towns playlist. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. We'll see you next time. Peace!